It's Hyper Halloween.
So I'm really only including Monsturd on this list for two reasons. One, it's a ridiculous movie that I feel needs more attention. Just to say, look, this pinched loaf actually exists. The second reason is because it reminds me of a film I just spoke about, but more on that later. Monsturd is a movie made on a shoestring budget, and it clearly shows. This movie is a turd all around, but that's the type of shit I'm into. This isn't just another log in this year's list. This is something special. So, what is Monsturd about? Monsturd is a slasher film that revolves around the exploits of Jack Schmidt. I'm honestly surprised the creator didn't go straight for Jack Shit. He could have even spelled it the way the creators of Schitt's Creek spelled it. I'm going to go out on a limb though and say that the creators of Monsturd weren't too creative anyway. But again, more on that in a bit. In any case, Jack Schmidt is a serial killer that escaped from prison and is on the run from the cops and FBI. The authorities track him down and corner him in a sewer. They then proceed to gun him down and leave him in the feces-ridden sewer to rot. Unbeknownst to the authorities, a company, Tech, that's do like poo, has been dumping a chemical they created in those very same sewers. The chemical ends up combining Jack's DNA with the duty in the sewer, creating a massive poop monster, or a Monsturd. This Monsturd goes on a killing spree by popping out of people's toilets and murdering them. The Monsturd seems to be attracted to people who just took a dump, which is bad news because the town has an upcoming chili festival, so a lot of people will soon make a deposit at the porcelain bank. The cops become aware of the Monsturd's existence and seek him out in order to destroy him. Now, if the basis of this story sounds similar, that's because it's the same premise as Jack Frost. We have a serial killer named Jack, and his DNA is mixed up with something. Both Jacks turn into a mutant based on what their DNA is mixed with, and one happens to become a snowman, and the other a great mighty poo. Like Jack Frost, Jack Schmidt attempts his best to crack jokes as well. As you can expect, they make Jack Frost's jokes sound amazing by comparison. Monsturd, the movie this time, also features a voiceover in the beginning of the film where someone is telling another person the story of the murderous mound of poo, just like in Jack Frost. While I do believe that Jack Frost has some good qualities to it, Monsturd doesn't really. Mostly because Monsturd just feels like a cheap clone of a more successful cult film. If you look at Monsturd as a standalone film, that is not a knockoff, then it's just okay. There's really no reason to watch Monsturd except to say you've watched this double flusher. The amount of poop puns are plentiful, which I appreciate because I love puns, but the movie still stinks. It's about as fun as dropping the kids off at the pool after eating a Chipotle burrito. Its humor is corny and the story is derivative, but it's worth a watch to say you've seen it, especially if you love this kind of thing like I do. This is definitely a movie for the hardcore crap hunters like me, but I will warn you that the film is pretty forgettable. I've watched it twice, and I can honestly say I barely remember any of the events that happened in the film. I probably should have kept a log, but that's more effort than it's worth. I don't recommend seeking Monsturd out if you're looking for scares this Halloween, but if you're looking to laugh at a bad horror film, then this may be right up your alley. I'd say it's a so bad it's good film, but just barely. I will also say that I would prioritize Jack Frost over Monsturd. Monsturd is definitely a solid number 2 between the two films. So how did I do with the poop-related jokes? 11 jokes? Shit, those are rookie numbers. I need to try harder.